Hey snowmobilers, I'm here in the garage with my 2024 Arctic Cat Catalyst. I've got a missing snow flap. Now the snow flap is right here. Normally I would put this back on the snowmobile so that the Skidoo and Polaris riders know who to follow. What we're going to do today is we're going to stud the track. That's coming up. When you order something from Fast Track, this is kind of how the kit comes. You get instructions, and on the back of the instructions it shows the symbol so that you can scan that and download the template for the track that you're going to use. Here's where it really gets interesting. So first of all, here are the backers that I ordered. Here's the studs, and when I first looked at this I thought, okay, great, there's the studs. Where's the nuts? And then I looked, the nuts are in here. The other thing that they did here is they give me a paint pen, one Torx bit, the right size Torx bit, and the drill bit to drill through the track. So you get everything that you need to put the studs on the track. The link that Fast Track gives you in the instructions allows you to go to their website and get a template that you can use to put on the track, and they make it really super simple. So normally you'd have to buy those things. You got to buy the pen, you got to buy the drill bit, but in this case you get it all, which I think is really cool. Instead of using the Fast Track template, I'm going to use the Camso template, which is built into the track. All right, you do need a couple of tools for this. One is a drill, and the other is an impact driver of some kind. So in this case, I've got my impact driver already. This is not the right Torx bit, but you do get a Torx bit in here. This is a T25 Torx bit. So now when you drill into the track, there's this hollow bit, and what it's really doing is it's melting the rubber, and that lines up all the fibers in the track. So you're not tearing the fibers in the track. You're melting a hole through there. The faster the drill, the better, because again, you're not cutting the track, you're melting a hole through it. I'll show you how that works. And all I'm going to do is drill like that. That gives you a really nice clean hole. The next thing I got to do is I have to drill all the holes. So that's the next step. One thing I'm noticing is that after about 2 plugs, the drill bit gets kind of clogged up. Now, I don't know if you can see this or not, but you can see that there's one plug here, and there's another plug sticking out here. The whole idea is that the plugs are supposed to kind of slide up in here and then kind of get ejected as you go. But sometimes that doesn't happen. What I got to do is I got this little screwdriver. You can use a pick or any kind of little small screwdriver to push those plugs out. And this is what they look like. This is all they are right here. That's it. Working very well, but it's kind of tedious, and you do need to take your time. Okay, so the next step is to start putting studs in those holes. And for that, I need to start getting pieces together. This takes a T25 on the back side. So what I'm going to do is stick each one of these in from behind. Just use your impact driver to screw it through the track. Yeah, that's better. That's easier. Okay, and the next one is here. I'll burn through more batteries this way, but I think this will work for me. I can always, I've got extra batteries. I don't think that's a problem. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to keep doing that. We're going to drill that until the studs start coming out the other side. Once they're up here, then I'm going to start putting on the backers and the nuts. Okay, so now I've got some studs visible. I take one of my backers and I put that on there, and I've got a lock nut and I put that on there. Now everything that I've got here, all the hardware is stainless steel, so that should last a good long time. Now I switched my driver over so that I've got a 1/2 inch deepish, it's not a super deep well, but it's a deep well socket, 1/2 inch, and that goes there. Then I've got a T25, just a hand wrench, nothing fancy, and all I'm going to do is drive this down. What Fast Track says is you want the head of the stud to just be deep enough it kind of countersinks so that the surface of the track underneath is pretty flat. They do not have a torque specification for this. All they say is it should be tight enough that the head sinks into the track just a little bit. Okay, I'm just using my finger as a gauge here. That is pretty well flush. Okay, so now I can go to the next one. And I'm just going to repeat this process. All right, what do you think? I like the green. It's going to accent the sled very nicely. The rest of the snowmobile has these little green accents all over the place. This color matches perfectly. A couple things that I want to talk about specifically for beginners. So if you've never studded a track before, there's a couple things you should know. First of all, give yourself about 3 hours to do this. It's not difficult. It is not difficult, but it is time consuming. So give yourself 3 hours. The other thing is, you might question, well, why is there a pattern? Why are these staggered? And the philosophy there is that what you're doing is you're putting a spike into ice or hard snow, and if all of the spikes lined up, you just dig a trench. Fast Track gives you the template for free, but if your track has those markings in it, I'd use that, or make your own. One more thing about the studs themselves, why 96? Any of the stud companies will provide a calculator. So you tell them what track you have, and then you can figure out from there how many studs you're going to need. So it figures it out for you. Whenever you stud a track, you need to increase your carbide length for the skis, or vice versa. So if you increase your carbide length for the skis, you should balance that out by increasing the number of studs in your track, or studding the track. Okay, the fourth thing, now that it's studded, I'm on a really nice concrete floor. This thing is going to sit on dollies. So as long as it's in the garage, it's not going on the concrete. And the reason is because this is carbide. These are carbide tips on here. They will cut into the concrete. And unfortunately, I've done that. And you'll live with those scratches in your concrete forever. So rather than do that, the best thing you can do is, if you're going to work on a studded snowmobile in a garage, is keep it up on dollies, keep it off the floor. Drive it onto plywood or OSB or something if you want to. Anything to keep it off the floor. Okay, and the same thing for the skis. Because the skis have carbide rods on the bottom, they will cut into the concrete. And if they cut into the concrete, you're going to regret it, especially if you got a nice floor like this. This is a brand new concrete floor. I want to keep it looking brand new. So the thing is going to sit on dollies. So those 4 things are important for you to know, especially if you're a beginner. Thanks for watching, and I hope I see you on the trail.